Good morning, everybody. This is
Good
Linda
morning.
G. and Sterling.
Hello, good morning, everybody.
You look really good in blue, by the way.
Thanks. Just,
it looks
it's a
really
little chilly these days, so I've got the sport and the sweater. It's a little chilly in the house. So
Right. I'll tell you, I'm going to tell you something, Sterling. People are so excited for Sunday with Sterling.
oh, good.
They absolutely love you. And I mean, the questions just keep on coming.
Great. It's nice to hear. I appreciate all the kind words. It's nice.
So thank you to Dan and Linda because they do the questions. Dan types them up and sends them to me.
Yeah, absolutely. There's it's a long process. It actually takes several hours, believe it or not, every week.
Yes, and it's tough. Yeah. My sister's retiring and I'm thinking about we discussed maybe she works for me.
Okay.
Because she could use a little extra income. But I talked to your wife about the YouTube, and I said, geez, I don't know. I might have to tell Dan, maybe my sister will take over. She goes, I don't think she'll like it.
Exactly.
By the way, this is the first time Dan's hearing this. So anyway.
Okay.
So we are on record and now I'm going to ask you, which I saw this question. I was excited.
Okay.
From the other side, Thomas Alva Edison, does he have a message for us?
He does. And, every week I try to keep it somewhat open to really kind of ask who wants to step through and speak. And he came running through like crazy. So one of the reasons he's a nice guy, very intelligent guy. But one of the things he wanted to express was that the significance of science, and that is making decisions based on science and not on kind of some of the irrational behavior that we see in our country right now, but respecting science and the fact that science plays an important role in the pandemic and a lot of things going on. The other thing he wanted to convey, thought was very helpful to everybody, was that the need for persistence in your dreams. So whatever you're trying to manifest, whatever your dreams are, it's persistence. Because, one of the famous things that he did, it took him over 1,000 experiments to develop the light bulb. And this is common knowledge. But, one of the jokes that he used to have all the time, people would say, why aren't you giving up? You've already failed 1,000 times. And he said, on the contrary, I now know 1,000 ways that won't work. So the messaging was, everybody, whatever you're trying to manifest, persevere, stick to it. Stick to your dreams and your guides and angels will help you. So I thought that was a nice message from him. So
very nice. I like that. Okay. Federal agencies have been asked to publish a report on unidentified flying objects, UFOs, in less than 180 days, thanks to a committee comment included in the 2.3 trillion stimulus package. What will be in the report?
The good news is this is going to be some of the first validations of alien bases worldwide. So there'll actually be an acknowledgement of bases in Alaska and China, parts of Africa, the Pacific Ocean. So there's going to be acknowledgement of certain military, quote unquote, military alien bases. That'll be one of the first things that comes out of it. So that'll be a bit of a door opener, I think, for a lot of people.
Okay.
That'll be in the report.
Will there be a civil war in America, January 2023? 2023, interesting.
Is that somebody's asking for 2 years out?
Oh, maybe I read it wrong. Sorry, 2021. I could have sworn that was a 3, but there was a question mark next to it, and I thought it was a 3.
All good. No, I don't see a civil war, but for the first and second quarter of this year, we're going to see a lot of civil unrest, a lot of protesting, and that's to be expected. But that's the good news is that will start to die out by the third and fourth quarter of this year. You'll see a lot less of it. So yeah, but not a civil war.
Okay. What is how can you tell the difference between empathy and depression? Empathy and depression.
Empathy is easy to identify because you can actually align that with a very specific situation or individual. So you're aligning with a very specific individual and you're empathetic. Depression has more of a broad effect on your person and your spirit. So it comes from a variety of areas. It's not identified with a specific individual or situation. So.
Okay. What is Senator Hawley from Missouri really after with his ridiculous intention to contest the November 3rd election? It's him and 11 others.
Yeah, this is what are telling me, like, this is grandstanding. So this is trying to get a lot of favor, a lot of attention in the media. And then you might say, for what reason? The reason would be trying to get attention and tap into Trump's base, right? The base of people that are
Right.
out there for some sort of a future run in politics. So
That's what
it's
I was thinking, future run. But this guy has a excellent education, and I wonder if maybe we could look at that later. Will they go back on him and get him for sedition, or how dare you challenge something you knew was not going to work?
Yeah, I feel what they're telling me is it's more of the long-term political consequences, like being able to take office, get elected, as opposed to legal or criminal action. So it
Okay,
means it'll affect his ability to be able to win an election. Yeah,
like he was the one and he'll be pointed at.
right.
Okay, will the fairness doctrine be reinstated?
And if I remember correctly, fairness doctrine has to do with that affects the media, and I think the FCC was involved in that. The answer is yes, that it'll actually be reenacted during the 4 years of the Biden presidency, but it'll actually include a lot more digital platforms. So when that was first enacted, that was about more conventional broadcast. Yeah, so it'll now encompass social media platforms, digital platforms. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. What is going to happen on January 6th? Will Biden be confirmed?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely
I was
confirmed.
hoping you were going to say yes.
But be prepared for the Barnum and Bailey circus, because you're going to see a big circus and a more grandstanding, and it's just going to be a circus. That's the best way to describe it. He'll be confirmed in the end, but all the things going on with the GOP won't be effective in any way. So
And even McConnell is against it.
he is, yeah.
And I definitely felt that Pence that made that statement, before his people already asked the judge not to approve giving Pence all this power.
Right.
And I think Pence said that for Trump's sake, but in the end, he's going to go with what the rules are.
He will.
Yeah. Okay. So that will be up. Oh, can I ask you something?
Sure.
Is it going to be televised? Do you know?
I believe that some portion of it will be. Yeah, I thought I saw CNN was claiming it was going to be televised.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm going to be watching.
Grab your popcorn.
I'll go grab my popcorn, my friend. God, I miss going to the movies, having popcorn. Will Scotland leave the UK in the wake of Brexit?
No, it appears to me that they're still going to stay with the UK. That is, Scotland is part of Brexit. So I think the question is, are they going to leave Brexit, so to speak, and go back? No, they're going to stay with Britain. They're going to stay. Yeah. By the way, what they just told me, the reason is somehow it's a lack of resources. So whatever, they can't get enough momentum to separate. So they can't get either it's the political will or the resources to make it all happen. So they run out of steam and it doesn't happen. Yeah.
Okay. So this next question is about Gomer, who I like to call Gomer. Gomer has called for rioting after the judge dismisses election lawsuit. Will he suffer any consequences?
Again, first and foremost, like, these are political consequences, so as opposed to legal. So it's not, actually, it appears to me that he's somehow going to be separated from a position. That means, like, moved out. I think there's a re-election for him this year in 2021. So it appears to me they're saying he's going to be separated and moved out. So it looks like
thank you.
He won't get re-election. Yeah.
What do you see for the EU over the next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a little bit of I'll call it a roller coaster ride, because there's some difficulty with trade deals still, and then fluctuations in the economy. So it's just a bit of a struggle. But as they get through kind of the 10-year run, it starts to stabilize in a much better way. I don't see any particular crashes, but I just see very slow growth, and because of all the trade problems, trade difficulties. So, yeah.
What is the secret of Mount, I think it's Kailash in the Himalayas?
It's in China. Yeah.
Is it an alien base?
What they're telling me is it's actually a location for 4 alien bases. So 4. And actually, that particular mountain in China, the significance there is it's very hard to get to, or it's very hard to climb, almost impossible to climb. So that's by design. So,
Okay.
but there are 4 alien bases associated with that. Yeah.
Will the President Biden support and push more money towards the arts, music, drama, fine arts?
Absolutely. And, one of the key components of that will be things like the Recording Academy, National Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences, music back in the schools. Yeah, there'll be a lot of programs over the first 4 years here with Biden. They'll put the arts back in the schools. It will. Yep.
Okay, will the Republicans take the majority during the midterms?
Yes. No, I'm sorry. The Republicans will not take the majority. The Democrats will maintain the majority. But I think this has come up before. You and I even talked about this before. I don't see the Democrats taking additional seats, but they'll maintain a majority.
Okay.
So the answer is no, the Republicans will not take a majority.
Okay. And I just see Biden being able to work. So either some Republicans in the Senate will say, we agree with you, because he's really wanting to heal this country.
There'll be sanity will come back into a lot of government sanity. Everybody will
No more Twitter feed and all that.
Wake up from a bad dream.
Yeah. You said that both Democrats running for the Senate in Georgia would win, even though it would be close. Does it appear that this is going to happen?
It does. So here's the important part. By the time all the dust settles, the Democrats will win. This is going to play out a little bit like what we saw in the presidential election, where a lot of Republicans screaming, we won, let's see a recount. It's going to be like deja vu.
That's what I was feeling. But I feel one wins greater, so he's in safe. But the other one feels like it's toe to toe.
I agree with that, but I see both elections kind of being challenged. So yeah, the Democrats will win, and there'll be a lot of recounting. Yeah.
Okay. Are any countries successfully cloning humans? If so, for what reason?
China started off with animals.
I just heard China.
Yep, China started off with animals, and then China's moved on to human cloning. But the only thing is, right now they haven't had the kind of results they expected, because they're trying to clone, let's say, individuals of high intellect. So whether they clone the individual, but the high intellect didn't follow, because that's more of a spiritual component.
Right.
So you can't clone the spiritual component. So that's the interesting part. Yeah.
No. Will 45 try to provoke a war with Iran?
I feel he has discussed this with people that are close to him. However, Congress and the military won't let it happen. So I think he's kind of like tried to belly up to the bar, so to speak, and try to talk about it.
Yeah.
As kind of one of a top 10 list of how can I upset the country so that I can stay in office. So I think,
right.
So it's not going to happen, but he has discussed it. Yeah.
Well, if something happened and we're up in the air, it doesn't matter, because Nancy Pelosi will be president on January 20th.
Right.
And the other thing is, now I can't remember. But anyway, all this is and the thing is, he's going to be in so much trouble. People are looking the other way. They're tired already. What is the outlook of single people who are looking for love in 2021?
Well, it's here's the interesting message from the guides. What the guides are saying is stay the course, kind of be open to receive, and kind of manifest what you want. This gets this like central human message. So be clear on what you want to manifest. You have to be careful with the pandemic in 2021, but the reality is kind of manifest what you want, be open to receive, and your path will be enlightened. you'll get the mate that you're looking for. But I
Oh,
don't say that's in 2021, but it'll put you on the track in 2021. Yeah.
okay. When the head of Russia steps down, what type of leadership will Russia have and how will the country respond?
So they're showing me somebody that's very similar to Putin, kind of in style and the fact the way he works with the oligarchs.
Mhm.
I feel this individual's already been pre-selected. They already know who he is. And as soon as some health problems come up around Putin, this person will be slotted in. So kind of the same for Russia. This person is going to be a little bit easier to work with Biden. So that's good news. But this person's already been pre-selected behind the scenes in Russia.
Okay. How is it that some people have the power to heal others?
Interestingly enough, everybody has the power to harness energy, healing energy, and to help people. Now, but it's at a different magnitude. So some people are born, let's say, virtuosos. So they come into this life with a great ability. Everybody can focus healing energy and work with your guides and angels. So I think the answer to that question is some people are born, some people can play Chopin and Mozart at 5 years old, other people can't. So it's kind
Mhm.
of an analogy that everybody can heal, but different degrees as to what your prior lives were. Yeah.
Right. What is the best way to meditate?
Meditation, what they're telling me, and I support this, really has to do with kind of clearing your mind from daily activities, whatever's going on around you. So that can be through prayer, that can be through hiking or biking or walking. It could be through knitting. So if you do things that can separate your mind from the daily occurrences, that puts your mind in kind of a meditative state.
Right.
So it's not all about sitting in a temple for 15 hours and fasting. Sometimes you do things that just separate your mind, cycling, and you can get to that place. Yeah.
Awesome. Do you see Mount Vesuvius erupting anytime soon? If so, will it mark the beginning of Earth changes?
Famous mountain in Europe, in Italy. Um, yeah, I think the nature of that question is when it erupts, are there major Earth changes? It's actually in a state of eruption right now, but not major eruption, not like it occurred in AD, before. Yeah. Uh, I think there's some in history here. This happened, very soon. Well, I'm getting kind of, it actually disrupted the Earth, thousands of years ago, but not now. So the eruptions we're seeing now are not indicative of the Earth changing. That makes sense. Yeah.
What happens if you don't like any of the body choices you were given to choose from in the life planning room before reincarnating? Can you negotiate with your spirit guides for a different body?
Wow. Unfortunately, I see everything in the eyes, like through the entertainment industry, and it reminds me of a Twilight Zone episode. I think where two older people went in and they got younger bodies. I remember this
Right.
Twilight Zone episode. It always comes back to life path. So if there's some congruence with your life path, then there's a negotiation there. So for example, if you were supposed to come down and be a fashion model or be in the fashion industry for a reason, there might be some negotiation there. So there's room for negotiation, but it
Right.
aligns with your life path. So
But also, when you're in spirit, you're not human. You're not an ego.
true,
If
true.
if you're particular about how you look, then you wouldn't be on the other side. That's ego driven.
Yeah, exactly. If it has something to do with your life path and the achievement of your life path, then
That's where you
that's
can negotiate. What green businesses will we see the most movement in 2021?
certainly solar power and biofuels and lots of biotechnology and a green automotive industry. And I think it really gets down to power, transportation, food, biotechnology, and biofuels are the biggest things we're going to see. Yeah.
Okay. Do we have specific genders on the other side? Do we feel pain? Question mark.
We do have we do have specific genders on the other side in the spiritual realm. So, many lives you might be female. That doesn't mean you may not want to experience what it's like to be a male when you come down, but you're still you're a female spirit. So you still maintain that alignment to your gender on the other side, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And I think I said, do you feel pain? No, I think that was a question there. No, you don't feel pain on the other side. No.
Right. Russia hacked the US. What do they intend to do with the information?
So this was the installation of a backdoor access to a lot of different computers through that Austin company, which will go nameless right now. I don't want to mention the name of the company, but that backdoor was to give access to try to create a disruption in the internet communication, power grid. So what they're after was trying to disrupt a lot of network-based infrastructure here in the US. That's what they're after. The good news is the FBI figured out where the back door is, how to stop it, how to prevent it. So, but that's
they do know how to prevent it?
They know, they understand. I'm being told 8 or 10 months here running now, they understand where that backdoor access was created
Good.
and how to shut it down. Yeah.
Because my psychic flash was that Putin knows that Biden's going to come down on him. So in turn, he was thinking of creating chaos and then say, get these restrictions off of me or we're going to do more. That's what I was feeling. But
yeah,
but I also felt them patching it. Like I saw like a dam with holes in it. I saw them patching it, the United States patching it. We don't negotiate with terrorists, I heard. Okay. If you have a past loved one's ashes, does it mean their spirits stay close? Good question.
Mm-hmm. No. So categorically no, because the spirit is free from anything that's physical. So your spirit will be, your loved ones will be around you no matter where their ashes are, no matter where their body was buried. Spirit is free form and comes to you instantly. So ashes don't have any direct relationship. No.
I have my little Moochie, my doggie's ashes. I don't feel him at all. Are there saints walking the globe now that we are unaware of? Ooh, good question.
They are, but they're not in human form. So in order to be able to perceive them, it really does take a little bit of perception of spiritual realm and angels. So if you can see apparitions of angels and things, you'll be able to see them. But for the normal person walking around, you won't see them as a human being walking around, but they are walking around.
Okay. Does heat amplify / release the vibration or energy of healing crystal?
Crystals are very sensitive to frequency and energy. We know this just, from physics. So the answer is yes, that crystals do get affected by heat and even audio energy and frequency energy. And so it does affect them, and it amplifies that energy. So I think that's the question they're asking. Do crystals get affected by heat and frequency energies? Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Anything on Elaine Chow's future?
In 2021, that is this year, I see some significant investigations around misdealings in the transportation industry, the way certain illegal substances or things were moved over here. And so there's that. And then there's also something around voting machines. So I think looks like she's got some interconnection with ESS for me. So
wow. And I definitely felt her going down, which is going to affect McConnell.
It will. Yeah.
Because Bootylicious is going in there, and no Stern. She gave contracts to people she wasn't supposed to give, and she agreed that she would do use that rubber or that something for the roads, and she didn't. When she was going in, she said she would, and she gave contract to somebody else and didn't use what they asked. So yeah, she's in trouble. Scientists recently discovered a narrow radio band signal that came from Proxima Centauri. Was it an ET? Sorry if I mispronounced that.
No, that's a star. That's the closest star to the sun. And the answer is yes. So those were alien or extraterrestrial signals coming from that area. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. By the
Any
way,
more-
I get that that's because that's like the closest star of the sun. It's some sort of a relay point or a stopover point. So
Ooh. Any more predictions on 2021?
well, a lot of them. I guess we could. Yeah, I mean, there's some came up this week and some are coming up right now. I still continue to see a total of 4 vaccines being fully approved here. And then, but certainly by August, all 4 of the vaccines are approved in hundreds of millions of doses. I see that. I still see a female attorney general coming in under Biden. We see that. I still see, unfortunately, some sort of a nuclear accident around North Korea. At first, my guides were saying was before the end of the year. Obviously, we're in January now, but some sort of a nuclear accident coming up around North Korea. I see a deal with Iran, so a nuclear deal. So there's in the first part of the year here where you see a lot of skirmishes around Iran because of the assassination of that scientist. But I do see Biden putting the structure on an Iran deal coming up here. I still see an earthquake in California around the middle of the year, around June. So something around the center of California. And interesting, on the entertainment side, I see Apple, interesting enough, buying a major studio, Apple.
Wow.
And I also now, as I'm thinking about, I see Disney and Amazon buying up a lot of movie theaters to save movie theaters.
Oh, fantastic.
They're going bankrupt.
Yeah, I think the little theater that had the good shows around the corner from me, the Summerfield Theater, it looks blocked up. So I think they had to go out of business.
Yeah, and even the largest chain in the nation, the AMC, is everybody's struggling. But it looks to me like that we're going to see Disney and Amazon buy up movie theaters. So.
Oh, good, good. They're doing that streaming. I purchased that HBO Max, which is I have HBO on my regular Xfinity, but I also had to buy separate because I was curious about that Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah. And by the way, HBO Max, that's under Warner Media, but they're the first studio to align day and date release, streaming and in theater release. So they were the first ones to take a step to say, any feature film, feature animation we put out, we're gonna in 2021, we're gonna do same time release on streaming platforms and theaters.
Wow.
So it upset the industry. It put a ripple.
That's why I didn't have to pay extra for Wonder Woman 84.
I won't get involved in the politics of that, but I think it was a courageous decision, and because of the pandemic, it made some sense. So,
yes. Okay, so that looks good. And for you to bring up the earthquake, it's probably a good sized one because we have a lot of earthquakes here. But
I do feel
it's
like a 7 or an 8.
Yeah.
It's 7 or an 8. I kept getting 7 and 8. So if it ends up being 7.6, 7.7, something like that. Yeah.
And I really feel Russia trying to do something to us. I saw like a freeze on banking. They might take down B of A, or somebody's going to get hit. They're going to act like it wasn't them. But I saw somebody, I don't see people losing money. I just see a freeze, like they do something to mess things up.
I would agree with that. I did not tune in on the banking system right now, but I do get that there's something going on with the banking system that will a couple of day ripple here and there. It is.
Right. Real quick, if you don't mind me asking you. So end of 2021, look at Trump. Where's he standing?
For me, they're telling me he's offshore. So he's someplace offshore. So for me, I think I've always saw someplace in the Middle East. He's got some connection with Saudi Arabia. I unfortunately do see some health problems. I don't wish bad health problems on anybody, but this feels like the stress of whatever's going on catches up with them. So I don't feel great health, and I feel I'm offshore is where I feel.
But the reason I'm asking, well, we'll see. So if he goes offshore, like I had seen too, I kept seeing him leaving. He has to sneak out. Someone will take him on a plane and take him over, because if he's in trouble with the government and he knows things are bad, they tend to take your passport.
Right. And so it'll be an escape in the middle of the night kind of a thing.
And
Yeah.
so, and he has to disregard the Secret Service too.
Mhm.
Okay, do you see anything coming up next week? Ooh, we got a busy week next week. I hope it's televised.
Yeah, we do. We do. So, I mean, I see more discussion around the stimulus check. There's still more discussion about that. It looks like the military funding, I think, already went through, but that's going to go through. That was the reversal of the veto.
Yeah,
I
they
think.
already
So
fixed
I
that,
think that's going
which
through.
pissed Trump off.
You know, yeah, and then the confirmation on January 6th, the validation of the electoral college votes. We see all that,
You
and
saw it being a circus.
yeah, it's gonna be circus. And I do see, it looks to me like there's that third vaccine manufacturer will come up for approval this coming week.
And then they're voting, will Pelosi come in as the leader of the pack? They're voting this week.
She will. She will.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll maintain. Yeah.
She'll still maintain. The thing is I got to ask you this, and I haven't looked up my card, so I can't tell you for sure. Do you see us as Democrats, because they even call us wusses, the other side does. They're a bunch of wusses, they're not strong. Do you see the Democrats starting to say, by God, that's sedition and you have no right to do that, really making a plug into keeping people in line? It's like yelling fire in a theater to me. They're creating all this chaos in it, and it's not necessary.
I do see a different wave of Democrats now. This was, called a learning year for Democrats in 2020, but, it's like, everything you think would not be possible or not rational happened, including rushing a Supreme Court justice through like in 2 days, whatever it was. So the Democrats, including, Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff, everybody's got the message that now we're not dealing with an opposite side that wants to play fair or rational. So
right.
They got the message. So
okay. Well, I'm almost feeling too, as far as Nancy Pelosi is concerned, I'm almost feeling like they're saying, wait for it. So yeah, we could all go crazy and create all this madness because right now, but I'm feeling like as soon as Biden is sworn in and we get our new AG, boom.
Right.
And everybody's going to say thank you, because even Marianne Williamson said on Twitter, we cannot heal until we see some justice occur.
Right. And I think everybody's waiting, most of Congress until January 20th. Okay, it's all locked down, said and done. Now you'll find out who the AG is, and all the the indictments will start to roll out. I think in a smart way, they're feeling if we do it too fast before January 20th, it'll just cause another additional circus we don't need.
Right, so. Exactly. So that's why I felt like they're like, okay, they are paying attention and we're screaming for blood, but they can't make their move till they get Biden in there.
Exactly. Yep.
All right. And last but not least, do you have any information that your guides want to share?
They do. This week and right now, kind of the primary message is kind of manifest what you want. This is a common message for the show. Don't give up on your dreams. So I think a lot of people sometimes during the pandemic of 2020 said, look, it's all looking really bad, whether it's unemployment or eviction. But the message is don't give up on your dreams. Manifest what you want. Be clear, concise, and consistent is what you're trying to manifest. That way your guides, angels know, and you will achieve what you're here to do. So that's the biggest message, yeah.
All right, thank you. Excelente, my friend. Excelente. So people can get a hold of you at?
sterlingpsychicmedium.com.
Okay, and I'll have it in the box below, you guys. I have it's raining out here, but the blinds were open, so it causes this light on my face. And it reminds me of those movies in the 1920s and 30s, how they always had the light on their eyes. Okay, and say hi to your lovely wife, my friend.
I will. All the best.
Bye,
Happy
guys.
New Year to everybody.
See you next Sunday. Oh, next Sunday will be cool because we're done with this drama for the week.
Exactly.
But the Sunday after that is going to be even better. Okay, you guys.
There you go.
Take care. Ciao.